Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Field report's going to be pretty simple. If you want to target spring Chinook and you're anywhere within the region that I'm standing in right now, it's the lower Willamette. It's producing very well. Already got several messages this morning, reports this morning of success down there. Doesn't seem like it's as crowded this morning, although there is no shortage of boats down there. Steelhead options on the Columbia have been all in the lower river. They have started to make their way over Bonneville. Let's take a look at fish counts. Not great by any means, but they have started slowly to make their way above Bonneville. Here's the Willamette. You can tell that even above the 14th here, we don't have that capability here with the jam, but some of the dates above are still not counted yet. And then, of course, you can see that they haven't updated for the last 4 days. But pushing 20 grand right now. We're not showing the 10-year average on that one for a number of reasons. But taking a look at Bonneville, this is very interesting. Okay. This number here, maybe we should have done that too. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow, Ryan. Instead of the sockeye 10-year, we'll do the Chinook 10-year. This is not bad at all. Typically, when you have that magical June 15th and they go from spring Chinook to summer Chinook, you see a pretty significant fall off. Totally normal, right? That hasn't happened, which is good. Well, it's just all good. Well, hopefully things will kind of, who knows? The question's already pretty common. Are we going to get another opportunity out there before the 1st of August? Who knows? But that is not horrible. What is kind of interesting, though, are sockeye numbers. Now, that is the biggest day at 88.85, which was yesterday. But taking a look at the 10-year average, and steelhead there was finally got to 3 digits, 145 yesterday. That went over Bonnie. The whole thing is interesting as to why we're still able to target them out there. But taking a look, this is the 10-year average for sockeye. It's all broken down for you here. The red line is the current year. Black line last year, is a 10-year. I can't even see it. I'm staring at it. Last year is the blue line. Now, you can look at last year. Huge numbers. I mean, phenomenal. Way, way surpassed, which is always a guess on the state's estimate on how many sockeye are going to actually return. But we're way behind right now. Way behind. Interesting. Is it horrible? Not yet. I mean, this can change, as you can see by that 10-year average and last year's numbers. It could go from 8,000 a day to 25,000 in 24 hours. So, and that could very well be what happens here. But it is interesting, and it was a bit of a concern for some folks this past week. Taking a look at the Willamette, basically just normal for this time of year as far as levels go. Tides are interesting. They're certainly tall enough to change the current depending on where you are. Scott, where did you catch that fish yesterday in the tide? Was it outgoing, incoming, just turned, or do you even know? Both. He don't know. He's just saying both.
Incoming and switch at 7:40.
Oh, okay, so he does know. Okay, never mind. All right. Both, because you guys hooked more than that one fish. All right, gotcha. Taking a look at the Vancouver gauge, you can see what those tides are doing as well. I mean, not huge, but certainly changing the current, no doubt about it. And Bonneville, again, very much normal, right around 12 for this time of year as they start dumping that water out of there. Don't forget, though, to send Jason at ProCure an email. It's jason@procure.com. You'll have a chance to win that weekly prize pack. And if you like turkey, like a lot of us do, the NWTF, that's the National Wild Turkey Foundation, has their upcoming event is tonight at 5 o'clock. And I got a chance to look at some of the 5 o'clock, at the Oak Tree Restaurant in Woodland, Washington. This is their first of now annual meetings there. They have a ton of stuff up for auction. I mean, a ton. The list just kept going and going and going. They're really trying to get this organization chapter up and running. So they're certainly doing what they have to do to make that happen. All right, let's check in with Peyton Major and find out what this weather's going to do. I love the rain. Peyton, you'll learn that the more we get to work with each other. But when it was so hot and we get a little bit of rain like this, but it looks like things are going to change again.
Yes, and we've got to go back to summertime eventually, but we will take whatever rain we can get just because we've been in a huge deficit and wildfire season started early, so we want to get that kind of ramped up before we get super dry. 53 to our river mark camera, finally seeing those raindrops. We have an area of low pressure just to our east, and so what happens is we're starting to get this almost north to south flow as the back end of this low moves through our region. So this is going to be our last kind of rainy day. Really steady kind of overhead in most of those areas west of the Cascades, especially west of I-5 right now. And 58 degrees is our forecast high. Now, if we get anything less than 60 today, we're going to break a record for the coolest daily high on this day, which is June 21st. That's already pretty crazy. We don't usually see a cool record high in June, but then those showers will continue to taper off this evening, kind of from north to south. So if you're anywhere near Salem, you're likely going to be pretty wet, especially south of Salem today. And by the evening, we'll hopefully see some better chances here. So you can see those chances drop off anytime around 2 or 3 o'clock. And then I don't think we'll be fully dry this evening and into the overnight hours, but still definitely a lot lighter than we're seeing out our windows right now. Tomorrow morning, new data shows that it's actually going to be mainly dry on your Sunday. Just a few little shower chances, I think, up until about lunchtime. And then notice the clouds clear, so we'll likely see some sun breaks. Models have been really a disagreement about how much rain we're going to get over yesterday and today, but hopefully another 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. Highest totals along the coastline near Lincoln City. Now we're going to get rid of that low and have more summer weather next week. The only problem is the core of the high pressure is still offshore, so we're not going to see fully dry conditions or fully, I guess, even warm conditions. We'll have 2 days in the 80s, but then it kind of gets a little dicey Wednesday through Friday. So we may see a little shower chance. I think definitely more clouds, and then also highs back into the 70s rather than, you know, what we were trending early next week with the 80s. So a little bit of changes there. I think that 58 is going to be really crazy when we go to Tuesday. We have the 85, so kind of a big jump temperature-wise there, Owen.
Normally I would say welcome to spring, but it's actually summertime now.
Yeah.
But we love it. It looks great. As always, we appreciate it, Peyton.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to cut to a quick break, everyone. When we come back, I've got Scott Call here in the studio. We're going to talk about, well, quite a few things, all about brads. We'll be back in just a minute.
Outdoor GPS is brought to you by P-Line, because we fish, by Hawken Fishing, perfection in fishing gear, and by Haxton's Canvas and Upholstery, the trusted name of the Pacific Northwest.